Right then guys, we're back in the fish room. Whoa, too fast. Right then guys, we're back in the fish room. Everything's going really well. This tank's looking nuts. I really need to do something about that, but I just love that red. Anyway, right, this is the current state of affairs of the Lion King tank. I've had enough of it. It was a bit gimmicky and I want to do something else with the tank. So I took up all the hairgrass carpet and the Monte Carlo, and that's what I used for the new bowl aquarium. The fish that were in there, I took them back to the shop. The tank really was, I felt like they were growing quite quick and it was too small for them anyway, so I took them out. So let's just clear all this out. I'll save all this substrate because it's all going to be really useful. I can mix it in with some of the Tropica substrate powder. I can use that for the next tank. But what I want to do in this one is a really nice nano classic style nature aquarium. I've done one a long time ago and I just want to do one again with new skills I've learned along the way. Right, let's crack on. So you guys have seen me scape quite a lot of no tech tanks. So this time, you know, a lot of you are saying, oh, I'm interested in seeing a low tech tank, because quite a lot of you have that, you know. You don't have the CO2, but you do have a little filter in there or hang on the back or whatever, a decent, half decent light, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm just going to keep it simple, keep it low tech, but it needs to have a filter because of what I've got planned breeding wise. So there's our blank canvas. This, there's some reference to size, you know, so you can just, it's a half decent sized nano tank, you know. So I've decided what I want to do with this tank is just use it. I'm really getting into Endler fish at the moment, you know, guppies, Endlers, breeding them. I've got loads of females that are pregnant. I've got some amazing looking males. I think this tank is going to be absolutely perfect to plonk in a pregnant female, get loads of babies, put a little hang on the back filter on, power feed it, but also have a really nice aquascape, and I can use it as a really good grow out tank. So that's what I'm going to do. First job, nice border of rock. I want an open front for sand. It just makes really good viewing in a nano tank if you've got like an open front. And then lots of stems at the back as usual, growing nice. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it should look pretty nice when it's done. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see what I've done there. It's kind of like a retaining wall, but it's not a wall. You know what I mean? It's deliberate points that are higher than others. And you know, if you look at the way the lines go, it's in, out, in again, and then following out to a point over there. So you haven't got a straight line. Nice big open front area, but there's lots of room at the back there as well, look, for all the soil, the sub base, the substrate. Yeah, it should turn out pretty good. So next is to start now getting in sand at the back. Well, sorry, no, sand at the front. We'll close the gaps first. Start again. All these little gaps at the bottom need blocking. So first of all, I'm going to block those. Right, so that's all the holes blocked in. There's that tiny one under there, but that won't matter because the sand and gravel will meet there, so that's fine. I've added that rock there as well, right in the centre of the screen there, just because I felt it adds a little bit more height to that side and it keeps it less flat, if you like. This side will have more wood, I expect. I'm not even sure yet, to be honest, but that's how I sort of envisage it at the moment. Envisage it. Every time I get stuck on that word. Time for sand, substrate, gravel, all of that. For my substrate, I'm going to be mixing a load of this old sand and gravel with the Tropica substrate powder in this bucket. It's not a bucket, it's a bowl. And then putting it as a base layer beneath my aqua soil. Let's do that. I've got myself some new substrate that I've not used before. It's a little bit coarser than what I usually use, but I think it's going to go really well with this dragonstone. So let's just get it in and have a look. If I don't like it, you can always suck it out with a hose and just put something else in. So let's just, don't be afraid to just give new things a try. But I think that looks really good actually. I've never used it before, and obviously it's really clean at the moment. I still need to add some details, like some smaller pieces of the dragonstone, but overall I'm really happy with how that looks. The coloration really suits the dragonstone, I think. But right, let's get our aqua soil in the back and then we can put some wood on the top. Spotlight from my heart, sunshine. Right, there we go, nice thick bed there, look, see from the side. Substrate at the bottom, a little bit of filter floss blocking off any gaps there to stop all the soil coming forward, and a nice thick layer of soil there so we can get the roots right in for the plants that we've got planned. Now that that's all secured the rock in place, we can now put in our wood on top, so that there's no risk now of it shifting it all. Well, there is a risk, but less of a risk.
Sunshine, my dad, why you playing? I just hope it makes some sense. Spotlight from...
Right, well I'm really happy with how that's looking, and now I've got all these twigs here that I'm going to do just to add details all over the rock work, and some coming down into the gravel, and I think that will look really good. Right, here we are. I'm really happy with how that is so far. Got some good lines going on there, but I want to start planting now, and luckily I have a little area that I keep plants, so I could just go there. It's a bit like shopping, so yeah, I'll show you that. Okay, so here's our hoard. Right, let's have a little look. We've got just normal Java moss from Tropica, obviously. Everything's from Tropica. I've got a little bit of Riccia moss as well. I've got, that is basically hair grass. It's not the dwarf variety. I wanted a long one. I think it'll look quite cool. That's Hatonia palustres. It grows really cool. I really like that sort of. It's like Limnophilia, but a little bit more sort of, I don't know, rigid. You know, the structure of the leaves are a little bit more uniform, I guess. Hygrophila polysperma. I love to use that on all my stuff. It just grows so well. Loads of Limnophilia. I've got a piece of trident fern on this wood. I'll probably remove it from that wood because it's not going to keep in. It's quite bulky. It's not going to stay in with the theme of the tank. Bucephalandra, wavy green. That leaf looks a bit loose. No, he's good. And a nice big bit of Anubias. I think I've got a few more of these as well. I might use a bit more than what's there. We'll see how it goes once I put it on. Let's get planting. So that's all the sort of planted plants done. All the ones at the back here will grow really tall. The grass at the front can be trimmed quite nicely, I think. So that's something I've never really done before. Is gone for like hair grass as sort of like behind the rock border. So that's something new. Hopefully that'll look quite cool. Yeah. So next job will be attaching the Bucephalandra and the Anubias to some of these front areas. You can see where there's some of the glue has hardened as well. It's got that sort of white tinge. You want to cover that up with moss, Anubias, all that sort of thing. There's some down there as well. Look, yeah, we can get all that covered up there. That's not a problem at all. I've also got some Hydrocotyle Japan I completely forgot I had. It's starting to turn a bit funky, so it might be past it, but it's always worth trying to save it. And I've got the Hygrophila Pina Tafida. I keep saying Pina Frittata, but it's not. It's Pina Tafida, and that'll add a different contrast of colour, I think. And I'll put that over in this corner, and then it should give a nice sort of reddish look over that side. Actually, I might be half there and half that side. Let's see how it goes. So for filtration, I've got this really nice little hang on the back filter. Well, hang on the side in this case, but oh, drop the plug. But yeah, easy as this. Slide it over there. There we go. Should provide a little bit of flow going across the back area. Can't really see it that badly. Can obviously if you look to the side, but who's going to be looking down there? I think that's really good. Let's get it turned on, get it working.